Alright, let's talk about one of the dumbest military inventions in human history and why it was so bad and chaotic that the only thing it's ever done was drop the British morale. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the Panjandrum. The Panjandrum was a World War II invention made by the British because apparently the Spitfire and the Lancaster bomber weren't good enough. So, picture this, two massive wooden wheels, 10 feet in diameter, held together by an axle, and because that wasn't good enough, they decided to add 2,000 pounds of explosives to call it a weapon. What was the plan? The plan was to launch this thing at 100 kilometers per hour into a 5-foot thick wall the Germans built, called the Atlantic Wall. The Panjandrum would explode on impact, blowing a hole into the wall, and the British would march through to liberate France. Genius, right? Well, not so much. Let's talk about what actually happened. It's 1943 and the British are at Western Hoe, a beach in England that was apparently the only place they could test anything this dumb. They hooked the Panjandrum to an electrical ignition system to fire all the rockets on the wheels at once. Flip the switch and guess what? Half the rockets on the left side decide, nah, not today. The Panjandrum immediately tilts right and starts spinning like your drunk uncle at a wedding. There's no emergency stop, so the engineers do the only thing they could do. Stand back and hope it doesn't kill anyone. Then, because its life is a comedy, it starts heading straight for a cameraman. This poor guy drops his camera and runs for his life as the Panjandrum rolls past him wobbling like a toddler who just learned to walk. Luckily, the rockets burn out and collapse in a heap. The engineers look at the wreckage and go, yeah, ignition failure, let's try again. For a second test, they make some improvements. By improvements, I mean they strap 6 more rockets on each side and add some metal wiring to keep it going straight. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. As soon as they launch, the Panjandrum takes off like a caffeinated hamster on a wheel. Rockets falling off, wheels are wobbling, and it's going 50 kilometers per hour straight into chaos. Eventually it topples over again. Engineers concluded, it must be a stability issue. No kidding, Sherlock. But do they stop? Nope, they keep on doing tests. For round 3, they tightened the rockets and reinforced the wheels. This time, the Panjandrum actually started rolling straight for about 3 seconds. Then it lost control again, toppling over and rolls like a giant explosive tumbleweed. At this point, the engineers are scratching their heads, trying to figure out why the giant rolling bomb isn't working. Instead of giving up like normal people, they decide to give it one more try. For the final test, they go all in. They load the Panjandrum with 2,000 pounds of real explosives because apparently it wasn't dangerous enough already. The rockets misfired immediately and the Panjandrum veers wildly out of control. Bits of it start breaking off and it turns around. Yes, it does turn around and starts heading back towards the beach. Engineers, soldiers, and observers scatter like it's a Monty Python sketch. The explosives did not detonate, and if they did, the story would have been ending with a massive crater and a lot fewer engineers. After that disaster, the British decided to scrap the project. But imagine a second if this had worked. You're a German soldier chilling on that beach and then suddenly 100 of these things barreling towards you at 100 kilometers per hour. Loaded with explosives, terrifying, right? Thankfully for everyone involved, the Panjandrum was just too stupid to live. That's the end of the Panjandrum, the weapon that was too dangerous to its creators and to its enemies. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and goodbye.